ladies and gentlemen, listen to me, because this is where it all starts. The biggest battle you will ever fight is not against the world, not against your haters, not against the people who doubt you. It's against yourself. Every single day, the person in the mirror is your greatest competition. Too many people waste time watching others, measuring their success against someone else's journey. They look at what their friends are doing, what their coworkers are achieving, what social media is showing them, and suddenly they feel like they're falling behind. But let me tell you something. You are not in their race. You are not running on their track. The only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. You have dreams, you have goals, and deep down, you know what you're capable of. But you'll never reach that level if you're constantly looking left and right, worried about someone else's progress. That's wasted energy. Energy that should be going into you. Energy that should be fueling your grind, your discipline, your commitment to the vision that only you can see. It's not about proving anything to anyone else. It's about proving it to yourself. Can you wake up earlier? Can you work harder? Can you push through when you feel like quitting? Because if you make the decision to outwork, outlast, and outgrow the old version of yourself every day, then nothing can stop you. Not people's opinions, not circumstances, not obstacles, nothing. You don't have time to compare, complain, or wait for motivation. You have one job. Focus on getting better. Focus on getting stronger. Focus on leveling up so much that the only person who can even keep up with you is you. That's how you win. That's how you dominate. Stay locked in, work in silence, and when the time is right, let your success do all the talking. Too many people lose themselves in the noise. They spend hours scrolling through social media, watching what everyone else is doing, worrying about who's ahead and who's behind. They let opinions, distractions, and unnecessary drama steal their focus. And then they wonder why they're stuck, why they're not making progress, why their dreams feel so far away. You need to understand something. Distractions are designed to keep you average. They are the reason most people never reach their full potential, because instead of putting in the work, they're too busy paying attention to things that don't matter. They care too much about what people think, what people say, and how others perceive them. But let me tell you something. The people you're worried about, they're not the ones who will build your future. The opinions you're stressing over, they won't pay your bills. The noise you're caught up in, it won't help you grow. The ones who make it in life, the ones who rise above the rest, are the ones who block out the distractions and lock in on their goals. They don't waste time in conversations that don't serve them. They don't engage in gossip, drama, or negativity. They understand that their energy is too valuable to be spent on things that won't push them forward. You have to train your mind to focus only on what matters: your growth, your hustle, your discipline. When you cut out the distractions, you free up space for clarity. You start moving with purpose. You start making real progress. And while everyone else is lost in the noise, chasing validation and getting caught up in things that don't matter, you will be silently building something great. Discipline is saying no to distractions, no to negativity, no to anything that pulls you away from your mission. Because the moment you lock in, the moment you shut out the noise and focus only on yourself, you become unstoppable. And by the time the world realizes what you've been working on, it will be too late, because you will have already won. Everybody loves to talk. They talk about what they're going to do. They make big plans. They tell the world about their dreams, and they act like success is guaranteed just because they said it out loud. But let me tell you something. Words don't build empires. Actions do. Talking about your goals means nothing if there's no work behind it. Anybody can say they're going to be successful. Anybody can claim they're going to start a business, get in shape, write a book, or change their life. But how many actually follow through? How many people wake up every single day and grind in silence when no one is watching? That's the difference between winners and everybody else. See, the loudest person in the room is usually the weakest. They talk because they need validation. They need people to believe in them before they even believe in themselves. But the real ones, the ones who actually make it, they don't waste time proving anything to anybody. They just work. They grind in the dark. They stay disciplined. They don't need to announce their moves because they know the results will speak for them. Think about the greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the legends who changed the world. Did they sit around talking about what they were going to do? No. They moved in silence. They put in the work when nobody was paying attention. And then one day, the world had to pay attention because their success was too loud to ignore. That's the level of focus you need. You don't need to convince people that you're going to win. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone. Just show up. Just put in the work. Just let your results do the talking. Because when success speaks, it drowns out all the noise. And when you finally make it, the same people who doubted you, the same ones who didn't take you seriously, will have no choice but to listen. Success doesn't need a microphone. It doesn't need an announcement. It doesn't need permission. It just happens. And when it does, it speaks louder than anything you could ever say. The problem with most people is they want recognition before they've even done the work. They want to be seen grinding instead of actually grinding. They want applause for plans, not results. But let me tell you something. Nobody claps for effort. Nobody celebrates intentions. The world only respects results. You ever notice how the real winners don't brag? They don't walk around telling people what they're about to do. They don't need to. Because while everybody else is talking, they're working. While everybody else is trying to prove something, they're improving. That's why their success speaks for them. Silence is powerful. It confuses people. It keeps them guessing. When you move in silence, nobody sees you coming. Nobody can interfere with your plans. Nobody can doubt you, discourage you, or distract you because they don't even know what you're up to. And then one day you show up. You execute, you deliver. And suddenly the same people who ignored you have no choice but to respect you. This is why you have to stop explaining yourself. Stop seeking validation. Stop worrying about who sees you and who doesn't. Just lock in and work. Because when you finally make it, when the results start showing, you won't have to say a word. Your success will be so loud that the world will hear you whether they want to or not. Discipline is the difference between those who dream and those who do. It's the line that separates the ones who talk about success from the ones who actually achieve it. And the truth is, most people don't fail because they lack talent or opportunity. They fail because they can't stay focused long enough to reach their goals. Distractions are everywhere. The moment you decide to level up, life will test you. People will try to pull you into meaningless conversations. Social media will tempt you to waste hours watching other people live their lives instead of building your own. Doubt will creep in. Excuses will start sounding reasonable. And this is where most people break. This is where they lose. Not because they aren't capable, but because they let distractions win. The great ones, the ones who actually make it, they choose discipline over distraction every single time. They don't need motivation. They don't need someone pushing them. They wake up, they lock in, and they execute, whether they feel like it or not. While everybody else is making excuses, they're making progress. While others are busy talking, scrolling, or wasting time, they putting in the work. That's why they win. You have to protect your time. You have to guard your energy. Every second you spend on something that doesn't push you forward is a second you lose. And once it's gone, you don't get it back. That's why you need to make a decision right now. Are you going to let distractions control you, or are you going to take control of your life? Success doesn't come to the most talented. It doesn't come to the ones who want it the most. It comes to the ones who are disciplined enough to stay focused even when life tries to pull them in every direction. The ones who know how to tune out the noise, put their heads down and work in silence, because when you master discipline, you become unstoppable. And when you finally show up, when the results are undeniable, the same people who doubted you will be the ones wondering how you did it. Your vision is yours for a reason. It wasn't given to them. It wasn't meant for their approval. It was designed for their understanding. That's why you can't share it with everybody. That's why you have to protect it. Too many people lose before they even start because they talk too much. They tell their plans to the wrong people, people who don't believe, people who don't have vision, people who can't see past their own limitations. And instead of encouragement, they get doubt. Instead of support, they get criticism. Instead of motivation, they get negativity. And before they even take the first step, they start questioning themselves. You have to understand, not everyone will see what you see. Not everyone will believe in what you're trying to build. And that's okay. It's not their vision. It's yours. Your dream doesn't need their validation. It doesn't need their approval. The only thing it needs is your commitment. Silence is protection. When you move in silence, you give yourself time to grow without interference. You give yourself space to fail and learn without judgment. You eliminate the outside noise so you can stay locked in on the mission. Because the truth is, people can't destroy what they don't know about. They can't doubt what they haven't seen yet. They can't stop what's moving in the dark. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't have to explain yourself. You just have to work. Keep your plans to yourself. Build quietly. Grind when no one is watching. Because when the time is right, when your success is undeniable, when they finally see what you were working on all along, they won't be able to ignore it. Power moves are made in silence. The moment people know what you're up to, they start watching. They start calculating. They start figuring out ways to slow you down. That's why the smartest people, the ones who really make it, move strategically. They don't announce their next step. They don't tell the world what they're about to do. They just do it. When you keep your plans to yourself, you stay in control. Nobody can block what they don't see coming. Nobody can sabotage what they don't know exists. But the moment you start talking, you give people the power to interfere. You open the door for doubt, negativity, and unnecessary obstacles. And for what? Validation? Recognition? That doesn't build success. Work does. You have to learn how to move smarter. Stop seeking attention. Stop explaining yourself. Stop wasting energy trying to convince people that you're about to do something great. Just lock in and work. Let them wonder. Let them doubt. Let them talk. Because while they're focused on you, you will be focused on your goals. And when the time is right, when the work is done, when your results are undeniable, they won't see you coming. That's the power of staying silent. It keeps you unpredictable. It keeps you ahead. It allows you to move freely without interference, without limitations. And when you finally step forward, when you reveal what you've been building, the world won't just notice, you'll shock them because they weren't prepared for what was coming, but you were. Success doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't come from a single big move. It comes from small, consistent actions, the things you do every single day, the little steps that others overlook, the quiet sacrifices that nobody sees. That's what adds up. We live in a world of instant gratification. People want the result without the work. They want to jump from idea to success without understanding that the journey is where the magic happens. But here's the truth. It's not the big flashy moments that shape your future. It's the consistent daily grind that gets you there. You have to fall in love with the process, not the destination. It's the 5 a.m. wake-up calls. It's the hours spent learning, practicing, and refining your craft when nobody's watching. It's those early mornings and late nights when you're not getting praise, when the results aren't immediate, but you keep going anyway. That's what real success is built on. While everyone else is looking for shortcuts, looking for a quick win, you're quietly stacking those small victories. Every hour spent honing your skills, every minute spent in silence working toward your goal is a step closer to your ultimate vision. And the more consistent you are, the stronger you become. Consistency doesn't get enough credit. It doesn't come with applause or instant recognition. But it's what separates the ones who last from the ones who burn out. The ones who stay in the game, who stay focused, who stay silent, they make it. And when their success finally speaks, it's because they never stopped showing up, never stopped putting in the work, even when nobody was watching. That's the real power. Consistency isn't flashy, but it's everything. And when the world finally notices what you've built, it won't just be for the end result. It'll be because they see how far you've come and they'll know you've earned it every step of the way. You don't have to tell the world your plans. You don't have to explain why you're doing what you're doing. All you need to do is stay focused, stay consistent, and let the results speak for themselves. Because when you've been grinding in silence, when you've been putting in the work day after day, when you've made sacrifices that no one else has seen, your success will hit them like a wave. And it will be so powerful that they won't be able to ignore it. Here's the thing. Success doesn't need a mic. It doesn't need anyone's approval. It doesn't need applause. It just needs you to keep moving, keep working, keep pushing, even when no one is watching, even when no one believes. It's not about shouting from the rooftops about what you're going to do. It's about showing up when it counts. And when you finally break through, when you step into the light with all of your hard work on display, it's undeniable. People can't deny what's real. They can't deny results that speak for themselves. They may have doubted you. They may have laughed at your dreams. They may have questioned your every move, but now they have to respect you. They have no choice. Your success is your announcement. You don't need to brag. You don't need to prove anything. The world will see it. The world will know. You'll have the respect you deserve, but more importantly, you have something even greater. You have built it all yourself. No one handed it to you. No one helped you. It was your silence, your consistency, your focus, and your resilience that brought you here. That's the kind of success that lasts. That's the kind of success that inspires. And when people see you walking in it, they won't just admire it. They'll wonder how they can do the same. So keep working, keep believing, and keep letting your results do the talking. Your time will come. And when it does, the world will have no choice but to listen, because your success will be so loud, so undeniable, that it will echo long after you've made it. In the end, it all comes down to one thing. Your journey is yours, and it's nobody else's. The world will always be filled with distractions, opinions, and noise. People will tell you what you should do, how you should do it, and when you should do it. But at the end of the day, you are the only one who knows what's inside you, the vision, the drive, the desire to create something powerful. So stop waiting for permission. Stop asking for validation. Stop seeking applause. Stop giving anyone the power to decide your worth, your journey, or your pace. The truth is, your success is not a group project. It's yours to own, and it's yours to protect. You don't need anyone's approval to make it happen, and you definitely don't need to explain it to anyone. Keep your goals close, work in silence, let your actions speak louder than words ever could. The more you stay focused on yourself, the less time you have for comparison, the less energy you'll waste on distractions. Instead of asking why others are ahead or behind, put your focus into building the best version of yourself. Become the person who works relentlessly, who overcomes obstacles quietly, who lets their results create the noise. When you show up, when your hard work finally pays off, you won't need to say a word. Your success will speak for itself. The people who doubted you, the ones who told you it couldn't be done, they won't matter anymore. You won't have to argue. You won't have to prove anything. The only thing that will matter is the greatness you've built in silence. So keep pushing, keep grinding, keep your eyes on your own path, and don't let anyone take you off track. Stay silent, stay focused. And when your success finally shines through, you know you earned every single step of the way. And the world will have no choice but to respect it, because you moved in silence and you let your results speak louder than anything else ever could.